looks much better. Eggs and beans, everything's the same. Rice and bacon. Salami, cereals, of course. First time I see yogurt mushroom.
In Italian? Buongiorno! Yes, yes, yes. Alright, so today we have quite a bit of a long drive day to Rome. We have our first stop in around 3 hours. We're going to have lunch there, then another 2-3 hour drive, and we're going to do a little small toilet stop in between there. Then we arrive to the Rome accommodation, we'll check in. If you're doing your laundry at the Rome accommodation, which I do recommend, it's €10 for a bag and they wash and dry and you don't have to do anything. I love it there because, yeah, you don't have to worry about it. Just make sure you get a bag from reception and then fill the bag up, bring it to reception before 10 p.m. So yeah, do that. We're going to have pasta class at 6:30 p.m. It's at the accommodation, it's next door. It's a really fun class. It actually goes for like 2-3 hours, so it's very, very in-depth. If we get Marco as a chef, he's very, very eccentric, so just be prepared for that. He could be a little unhinged sometimes, but yeah, if you have any issues, just let me know. But he's really fun. Yeah, he's just very eccentric and very Italian. So yeah, you'll get there, you get bruschetta on arrival, you will make the pasta, then you're not eating the pasta you make, they have 2 different types of pasta, and then you get dessert as well. And then we'll head straight over across the road to Yellow Bar in our shitty shirt. So wear your shitty shirt to the Yellow Bar and wear your shitty shirt to pasta class, and then we'll have some farewell drinks there. It's a really fun hostel bar. Yeah, it is really fun there, and you don't have to worry about walking home or anything, or getting home, because it's literally across the road, which is amazing. Yeah, no taxis, no worrying about doing that, or walking home alone. You're good, right across the road. The next day is a full free day. So I have an orientation tour as well. Again, I can't do the tour because I'm not a guide. I have to be a licensed official, so I'm going to send the Word document again, because yeah, you can get fined like €15,000, and someone did get fined last year on Tiki in Kapi, €13,000, so it's quite intense. Like, I'm not just making this stuff up. That's why people keep telling me, why don't you have a stick? I can't have a stick, I'm not a guide, you get in trouble. So yeah, full free day. Remember, it's the first Sunday of the month. So what that means is pretty much everything is going to be free. If you're going to go to the Colosseum, or if you're going to go to the Vatican museums, get there first thing in the morning. If you go there at 12, you could be in the lines for 2 hours, maybe more, I have no idea. So full free day, and then I'm going to meet our Rome joiners. So just a reminder again, just like I said last time, imagine it was you joining the trip midway through and people didn't want to speak to you, they had their own friends already. Think about how it was for you on your first day, and we all started together, or we didn't, but most of us started together, and then we had Vienna joiners. Think of you on that first day, how nervous and anxious you were, because it is Contiki groups, social settings, it's social anxiety, it's a thing that everybody gets. It's quite normal actually, but imagine that's you joining in Rome, and people are ignoring you, they have secret jokes they're not telling you about, they're laughing at things. Just be welcoming, because yeah, it's quite hard to join a group. It doesn't have to be, it depends on the group. So I trust you all welcome them into our family. I'm not saying you have to be everybody's best friend, but just be welcoming, ask them questions, don't have secret jokes, don't use, oh, the new people are here, don't use, oh, the OGs. We're all one family, they were always part of this trip. There's no one new, it's this trip it's always been one. So yeah, I'll have the meeting with them at 4 p.m. Yeah, it'll be a free evening. And the next day we head to Florence. So as I said, Piotti is going to be leaving us today for 2 days, tonight. So he's going to drop us off at Rome, and then he pretty much has to get a train to Florence. So make sure, I'll remind you, but make sure you say goodbyes if you're leaving in Rome to Piotti. And then the next day we head to Florence, and in that evening we have Red Guard at karaoke night. So get your karaoke songs ready. I'm going to walk the coach. I have the shirts here as well. So I'm going to hand out the shirts, hoodies, or whatever you ordered. be some of the best food you'll ever have in Italy. Now, there's really good restaurants. Now, how it works, well, with this Italian service, you're going to be careful because this Italian services goes over the highway, so it's like a bridge. So just make sure you don't get off on the other side. Make sure you come back to the same side. Yes? This one, you cannot exit the same way you enter. Make sure you get out on the wrong side. Make sure you don't go on the wrong side. So there's 2 floors to this. Does that not make sense? Make sure you get out on the right side. Don't get off at the wrong side. With this one, yeah, you can't exit the same way you enter. They'll just be a little bit over. So there's 2 levels to this. Now on the bottom level, you can buy sandwiches there. You can buy slices of pizza. If you buy like a coffee or a slice of pizza or a sandwich that's in the bar, you need to pay for it first. Now when you pay for it, you get the receipt. If you do not go to where the sandwiches are and say, hey, I ordered this, or where the coffee is and say, hey, I ordered this, they have no idea you've ordered something. So you need to make sure that you go and tell them, otherwise they don't know. If you're buying like drinks of water or crisps or candy, you can just get them and they scan it at the cash register. Now upstairs, where the elevator is, this is the restaurant that is there. They sell all different types of things. They sell pasta, they make it fresh for you there. I think they sell burgers in one part. It's like massive. There's fruit there, there's salads there. That's upstairs. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's really nice food here. If you order a cafe latte in Italy, if you order a latte in Italy, what are you going to get? You're just going to get milk. Because latte in Italian is milk. If you also order a cafe latte, they most likely have no idea what you're talking about. You either order an espresso, a macchiato. So espresso is just a little shot of coffee. Macchiato is a shot of coffee with a little bit of milk, or a cappuccino. Do not venture off from that. If you want an iced coffee, who knows what you're going to get. You might get a glass of ice if they have ice, and a glass of milk and an Americano. So just be wary with what you order. Keep it simple unless they have like iced latte or iced cappuccino on the menu. We're going to get an hour here. So we'll be back on the coach at we'll do 12:35, so 1 hour. Now the people that are living in Rome plus Kobe, where's Kobe? I haven't seen him today. Where is that? Hello. So the people that are living in Rome plus Kobe, featuring Kobe, we'll say, please stay on the coach. I just got to do a little talk about the survey, and you'll have plenty of time for lunch. So Rome leavers, please stay on the coach. Everyone else, go and have lunch. This is lunch, by the way, so you know.
This is my highway meal in Italy. We're going to Rome from Venice. It's on the way, lunch break. I think this might be my first time to have this kind of pasta. When you cut inside, you can see the meat inside. It's quite interesting. Like a tiny dumpling.
Vika made, guys, can we give a round of applause for Vika, please? Does anybody remember in Italian? Benvenuti alla dolce vita. Welcome to the sweet life. So Italy as a country has 20 regions and it's a peninsula. If you don't know what a peninsula means, basically it just means all of Italy's borders is surrounded by water, except one, which is the north. Its population is around 60 to 62 million people. One of the countries that it borders is France. So if you don't know, Italy and France have a very big rivalry for everything. Fashion, Paris and Milan go head to head for the biggest fashion capitals of the world. They have Fashion Week there, but Milan does have the most luxurious fashion brands in the world. They also rival when it comes to football or soccer, as some of you like to call it. Calcio, yes, in Italian. Well done, Nicole. Yes. One other thing they have a rival with, oh, if you don't know, I'm going to talk about the Mona Lisa when we're in France. But where's the Mona Lisa from? Italy. Is it Italian? Is it French?
It's in the Louvre.
Italian. It's Italian.
Yes, it's Italian. I know.
I thought you were Jimmy Wales.
Come on, Ariana. Come on. It is Italian. It was done by Leonardo da Vinci. France has it in the Louvre. It will always be there. They got it fair and square. Obviously, Italians wish it was here, but they'll probably never get it back because the piece of the painting is priceless. Something else they have a rivalry with, if you want to call it a rivalry, is Mont Blanc or Monte Bianco. So this is one of the tallest peaks in Europe, and each country claims that the mountain is theirs. If you don't know how you know which country owns a mountain, it's where the peak is. If the peak is in Italy, it's Italian. If the peak's in France, if the peak is in France, it's French. Now this peak is exactly on the border. So they both claim it. Italy's, I'm just going to take my jacket off.
Take it off. Take it off. Hold on to it. Woo!
Yes, the mountain. So both countries feel like they own it. Italy is very chill about it. The French, not so chill about it. The French think that there's this contract that was made in the 19th century that says that the border was moved, so the peak is actually in France. Can they find this contract or this signature? No, they can't find it. So the French say it's ours. Italy's like, hey, we can share it. At the moment they share it, it's not going to start like World War III or anything, but there's a few things that come up when it does come to this mountain. There's a lot of tourism that goes there. Who gets the money for tourism? If there's an emergency on the island, which emergency services go? So a few issues with that, but that's why it literally has two different names. In Italy as well, you have the Alpine Mountains going straight to it. So you have the Italian peninsula, and then you have mountains going through it. Italy is around 40% mountainous, and the mountains that go through it, it's like the spine of Italy. And what this means is a lot of cities or small towns are in fact separated by mountains. Now, if you don't know this as well, Italian is based off the Tuscan language. So if you don't know, Tuscan is a region in Italy, and the Tuscan had their own language called Tuscan. After the unification of Italy in 1861, that got adopted for whole of Italy. But before this, all these regions had their own languages. Some people confuse it with dialects. They're not dialects. In Venice, they spoke Venetian, which is their own language. In Sicily, they spoke Sicilian, which is their own language. In Rome, I'm pretty sure it was called Roman, but I'm not sure about that. They spoke Roman. It might be called something else. That sounds weird. But if you spoke these languages, you could not understand the other people. So if you speak Italian, you won't understand Sicilian. If you speak Sicilian, you won't understand Italian. They are completely different. They are not dialects. They're their own languages. One reason why people think Italians use their hands so much is because Italy is so mountainous that towns were literally separated by mountains. When they eventually got there, they discovered that these people in the nearby town spoke a different language. They used their hands to communicate because they spoke different languages. So that's a theory why Italians use their hand. They're very, very passionate people. Now, in Italy, the capital is Rome. Was Rome always the capital of Italy? What was the capital of Italy before? So I want to pin this for a second, just so you know as well. Italy only became a country in 1861. Before this, there was no Italy. There was a lot of different regions. There was the Kingdom of Sardinia, Kingdom of Naples, only in 1861, when the unification of Italy happened, that's when Italy was born. And the unification of Italy, there was another city that was the capital. Anyone want to have any guesses?
Florence?
It was Florence, yes. Well done. It was Florence for 5 years, and then it moved to Rome. So yeah, it is Rome now. It's the capital city of Italy. Rome is in the region of Lazio. And they literally call Rome is not the center of Italy, but they call it the center because once you go below Rome to the south, it's very different to the north of Italy. They say the more south you go, the more Italian you get, and the more north you go, the more un-Italian you get. So it's very, very different. The south, especially after unification of Italy, was neglected. Places like Napoli, places like Sicily, completely neglected. They had like one policeman per 1,000 people or more, something crazy like that. It just completely got neglected. And this is what led to the rise of the mafia as well. There was no one to look after the people, so the people hired people to protect them. And these people that they then hired realized that they should pay them to protect them from other people and pay them for protection to protect them from themselves as well. So it was a double thing, and this was the rise of the mafia, and no one was there to stop them. But yeah, you will see a very big north and south divide. They have a very big rivalry, and this is one of the main reasons because it got neglected a lot. The north think they're better, the south think they're better, but the more south you go, and I'll just say this because I'm from there, that is, the food is better, it's cheaper, and the people are much, much more friendlier. So if you ever get a chance to go more south, definitely go, especially Sicily. It's very, very amazing. There's a show called White Lotus, which season 2 is filmed in Sicily. It's very, very amazing. A lot of Italians did leave Italy and migrated to places like Brazil, Argentina, and USA. This is where there's no such thing as Italian American food. There is either Italian food or there is either food from the United States of America. This is where you get spaghetti. Actually, let's do a true or false. Spaghetti meatballs, is that Italian? It's not Italian. Meatballs is its own dish, and spaghetti, whatever it is, with its own dish. Spaghetti meatballs. Yeah, not together. You won't find that on a menu. It's not a thing. If you find that, it's a red flag for a restaurant you're going into. Pineapple on pizza.
Disgusting, but that's Canadian.
You can like pineapple on pizza. I really don't care, but they freaking hate it here. You'll go to restaurants and there'll be signs that says no pineapple on pizza, or it will have pineapple on pizza and it'll be like €100, and it's crazy. Yeah, because they just hate it. They think it shouldn't go together, and it's crazy because they do these shitty pizzas with bloody potato chips and really shitty sausage called Wurzel. That's allowed. It's so frustrating. I think that some Italians put mayonnaise on their pizza. That's so much worse than fucking pineapple. I don't like pineapple on pizza, but go for your life. What else is pasta Alfredo? Is from USA, but it was actually invented in Italy, in Rome. The original restaurant still stands. It's called Alfredo. So if you do want to eat Alfredo, you can go there, but you won't find it anywhere else. They have something else called cacio and pepe. Oh my god, what's other things that? Oil and balsamic vinegar with bread. Is that Italian? That's not Italian. That is not Italian at all. The only reason why they have balsamic vinegar even on the tables is for tourists. Not in a, you can still have it, but they don't even have balsamic vinegar that much. They have a lot of red wine vinegar, even with the salads, but they love olive oil. Who's Sean? Yeah, they don't.
They said we went to a fake Italian restaurant, but his restaurant was fake. His restaurant
Yeah.
he had meatballs and spaghetti. And he had pictures on the menu. It was Nonna's meatballs and spaghetti.
Yeah. So yeah, that's not an Italian thing at all. Like balsamic vinegar, it's not meant to go together. Just thinking of other things. Chicken on pizza or pasta, not a thing. You won't find it anywhere. What are the ingredients of a carbonara? Egg yolk. Does cream go in a carbonara? Are you sure? Italians really love cream, don't they? Yeah, they hate cream. In a carbonara, they don't put cream in it. It's just egg yolk, parmesan, guanciale. I'm going to speak out the pastas more because they're from Rome. Guanciale is, if you know, I feel like you guys know, don't answer this. What is guanciale? Fuck, no, I just don't. What meat do they put in carbonara? Guanciale, yeah. But what is that? No, well, you don't know. It is pork, but where? Where's it from on the pork? It has to be from the specific part. It's the cheekbone. So carbonara, if it doesn't have guanciale, it is not carbonara. Italians are like this. You either have what the ingredients say. If you add anything, it is not a carbonara. If you put pancetta in it, it's not a carbonara. That's just how they are. It's just how they are. One thing that you should know about Italian food is it's very simple. If you look at all the stuff that they use, it's not a lot of ingredients. Even a carbonara has 4 ingredients. This is why the quality of the products is so important, because if it's shitty quality, the food is going to be very shitty quality. I have a bit of a blank right now about the foods that they do in USA. Does anybody have any questions about food that they think might not be Italian or want to know? Pesto is Italian, it's from Genova. So pesto genovese, the basil one, that's from Liguria, Genova. So that's real. I'm trying to.
Frank got an allergic reaction because of pine nuts, and it had like a higher protein or like a different strand of protein in Italian pine nuts than the one.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if anyone's allergic to tree nuts, but
Someone is actually. Christy's allergic to tree nuts.
It's happened to me twice.
watch out for pesto, I guess.
Does anybody have? Oh, there's so many foods from USA that we don't have here. No. Garlic bread, yes. Garlic bread, you won't find that anywhere. That is not Italian. Garlic bread is not Italian. No. Who? It's because you're in a... Garlic bread isn't Italian, I can tell you now.
Doesn't matter.
It's not. But the food can still be good at these restaurants, but the thing is, we go to really famous cities with tourist places, so you're going to get this stuff because they're trying to make the tourists happy. But it can still be nice, but yeah, it's just not Italian. Garlic bread. Oh, I think of stuff later. In terms of looking for good restaurants in Italy, so the thing is, you're going to go to places, unless you drive half an hour out of the Rome city, out of the city centers, it's going to be a tourist spot. But some things that you can look for in Italy is when you go to a restaurant, if there's someone very enthusiastically trying to bring you inside, it can be a red flag. I've eaten at but that's the thing, I'm celiac if you don't know, so my choices of restaurants are quite limited. There's a lot in Italy, but I've been at restaurants where they try to bring you in and it's been nice. But just be aware of that. If the menu has heaps of pictures in it, if it has heaps of pictures, like too many, like it's not good. It's not, sorry, not that it's not, it's a red flag. If it's just in Italian, it's a definite green flag. If it's in like 4 or 5 different languages, it's a red flag. Look around to see if Italians are eating there. That's a very good sign if you can hear people speaking Italian. And also on Italian menus, if there is anything frozen, they need to tell you that it's frozen. It will have an asterisk and it will say served gelato, S-U-R, gelato, it means frozen. Because you don't want to eat frozen stuff, to be honest. You've got to be careful. Some restaurants you go to, all the fish is like frozen. So if you get fish or even meat, sometimes lasagnas can be frozen. So that is with that. I told you about corpetto yesterday, that's very important. Check to see if you can split bills if you go to dinner or lunch with your friends. In terms of gelato, so gelato and ice cream is very different. Gelato is Italian. Now, how do you find good gelato? Now, all of you are probably going to get confused when I say this, and I don't know why, but it never, not confused, but I always get misunderstood, and I try and change it every time. It always happens. So, first things first, when you go to a gelato shop, if it says gelato artigianale, that means it's gelato made in-house. Now gelato. Now, like, do we know that? Okay, I'll try to change that. Do we know the difference between a hill and a mountain? A hill, say if this is the base and the hill is like this, right? Little hill, so it's just a little bit. But if you think of Mount Everest, it's like a massive thing like this, right? So we understand the difference. I'm not trying to be funny, but it's always misunderstood. Now, if you go to a gelato shop and it's Mount Everest, so really big hill, so not a really big hill. If you go to a gelato shop and it has a massive Mount Everest, it's really tall. Have you seen gelato places that it looks, gelato can't stand that high. It means it's fake. It means it's got a lot of sugars in there, preservatives, because gelato needs to be kept at a certain temperature. If it's that high, that means that it should melt. They make it nice and big and beautiful so you come in. Now, if it's a little hill, usually it's okay because they flatten it at night and they put lids on it and put it in the freezer. The best way to know if it's good gelato is if you've been to a gelato place, they have it down, so they have the lids and they go in and they close the lid and you can't even see the gelato. So that's a good one. The colors are very important as well. So a good color to look at is the pistachio gelato. So pistachio is how you say it in Italian. This is meant to be like a dark green, a little bit of brownish color. If it's a light green or anything else, it's bad gelato place, because that's the color that a pistachio gelato should be. Should you get chocolate and lemon flavor gelato together? Why? Why though? The reason, so if you ever went to go get a chocolate gelato with lemon, the reason why Italians can say no, if you're at the gelato place, they're not afraid to say no. It's not because they hate you. They're very passionate about food. And the way they see it is if you get chocolate and lemon flavor, what's going to happen is the chocolate is going to melt all into the lemon. What was the point of getting the lemon? So it's literally, sometimes in Italy, while we're here, they're going to tell you no. And they're going to say that because they don't want you to ruin your food. So, and even if you push, they'll say no. So that's just how it is here. They're very passionate about the food. You could call it arrogance, whatever you want, but you get that. So you know about coffee. You're not going to find iced lattes or anything like that around a lot, only if they have it on the menu. When is the cutoff time that you should get a cappuccino? Not 3 p.m. Whoa, you're way off. That's way off. It's usually like 11 a.m. I mean, people change, but Italians think that, yeah, you shouldn't be having it after 11 because it's a meal, the coffee and cappuccino. In Italy, they like going up to the bars, they get an espresso. You could just go up, you say un caffè, which just means one coffee. You don't need to say please, you don't need to say thank you, you're not considered rude if you go up and say un caffè. I always say thank you because I'm Australian, we always say please and thank you, and I think I'm kind of weird. Sometimes I call people on the phone, I'm like, ciao, come stai? That means hi, how are you? And sometimes they get a pause for like 10 seconds. They're like, oh, okay, hello. Like, they don't have that, like you don't need to say that to be polite. But yeah, 11 a.m. is the cutoff. Yeah, you go up to the bar, you say un caffè, and it should only cost like €1, €1.50 for an espresso, and you drink it and you go. That's the coffee culture here. It's usually very quick. The food here is where they spend time with their friends and all of that. Yeah. Any questions about Italy? No? Alright, we'll do a little language lesson. I don't think I'll need my phone. How do you say hello? How do you say hello in Italian, not French? Bonjour is French. Oh, yeah. Do people know or just we tired? Ciao. How do you say goodbye? Ciao. Yeah, it's the same. Arrivederci. Arrivederci is see you later. You could say goodbye, but it's more like see you later. Yes is. No is. no. Excuse me is scusi, or you could also say mi dispiace, which means I'm sorry, but mi dispiace can even mean excuse me. People always ask me about this one, prego. So prego is a multi-use word where you can use it for please, you can use it for thank you, you can use it for excuse me. It's just a multi-purpose word. Andiamo is, yes, let's go. To say cheese, salute. Yes. Does anybody want to know any other words in Italian? Maybe you would use. Un caffè is one coffee. Right. So you know not to. Oh yeah, thank you. Did I say thank you? Oh yeah, what's thank you? Grazie. Some people say grazie, grazie. Doesn't really matter. It depends where you're from. Oh yeah, one thing I want to tell you about Italian food as well is that. So we're going to Rome. Rome is famous for pasta, carbonara, cacio e pepe, amatriciana, and the amaracitana. According to Italians, the only place where you can get a real pasta of carbonara is Rome. You cannot get it anywhere else. That's how they live. I'm not saying don't get a carbonara in another place. That's literally how they see their food. Yeah. Oh, it's actually Chinese to go on. Okay. Alright, we're scheduled to be there at around 3, but we're going to do a stop. In about an hour, hour and a half, something like that. Oh. And I'm always here to like answer questions on trips, bad, what is it, and all that sort of stuff. So that's there. Alright, myth, whatever you want to call it. Now, in ancient Rome, in ancient Greece, they wrote a lot of stories. It actually wasn't until the ancient Greeks told the ancient Romans to like write stuff down, and when they wrote stuff down, they exaggerated a lot. So there's a lot of truth to these myths and legends, but they exaggerated because they wanted to look very strong and fierce. You can see that in the statues, especially in Italy. The people are usually very buff, have big booties, and they look very attractive. Italy is like big bootyville, so you see them everywhere on sculptures. So yeah, this legend is about Remus and Romulus. It happened around the 7th century BCE. It starts with a king who was occupying where Rome is now, and he married a lady called Rhea Silva, and she was a Vestal Virgin. So a Vestal Virgin is someone that dedicates their whole life to God. They're never going to be with anybody sexually, and they're going to be a virgin their whole life and dedicate themselves to God. This king liked this because he was scared that if he married someone that wasn't a virgin, he would maybe have kids, and he was scared that these kids were going to, when they grew up, they were going to kill him and take his throne. So he married them, they're married, but what happened, allegedly, was that God of Mars, God of War, he came down from the heavens and he forced himself upon Rhea Silva, and she became pregnant. And she had twins who were called Remus and Romulus. Now the king was outraged. He sentenced the two twins to death. Obviously Rhea Silva, she loved her kids. She didn't want to kill them, so she got her maid to put them on a raft in a basket on the Tiber River. It's the river that flows through Rome. And she put them on there and she let them go. They got rescued by a she-wolf. So a she-wolf, you're going to see her all over Rome. A she-wolf is like a mythical wolf that's very, very big, and she saved them, and they survived by suckling at her breasts, so drinking the milk, and then they got rescued by a shepherd. So all around Rome, you're going to see a she-wolf, and underneath you're going to see two little figurines suckling at the breast for milk. That's the emblem of Rome, emblem of the football team of Rome. One of the football teams in Rome. And does anybody want to guess what Remus and Romulus did after they got older? No guesses? Well, they went and killed their dad. So the guy ended up getting killed by his sons, even though he tried to avoid it so much. And then Remus and Romulus became the kings. Then they go to the top of a hill, and they trying to decide the foundation of Rome, where it should be. Remus said, I want it over there. Romulus said, I want it over there. They got into a fight, and Romulus killed Remus. So he killed his twin brother. This is why we think Rome is called Rome, because Rome, maybe if Remus won, Rome would have been called Remo or something like that. A bit of a side quest, fun fact, Remus did have kids. They in fact fled Rome and they went to a city called Siena, which isn't too far from here, and they founded the city of Siena. Now Romulus, who became the king, the next 7 kings were all of his descendants, and then you start to get to ancient Rome and the Roman Empire. So there's a lot in the ancient Rome and the ancient empire. I'm going to start by talking about a king called Nero. So Nero is a very interesting guy. He gets a lot of crap for being a really bad emperor, and he might have been, he might not have been. He was very into athletics. He actually did sea ship battles in the Colosseum, so they filled it with water. There was no sharks. If you've seen the new the Gladiator movie, they did fill it with water, but there was no sharks. And they had sea ship battles. They did their own Olympics in a way. And the reason why he gets so much hate, because there was a great fire of Nero, which destroyed all of Rome. And apparently people are saying that he was laughing on the top of the hill at all of the citizens burning. So that's why he gets a lot of crap for that. And then we get to a famous guy called Julius Caesar. So Julius Caesar, he started his life in a very modest family. His dad did die when he was 16. He actually became a high priestess. So he wasn't in the army when he was younger, wasn't a commander. But what actually happened was a king from a far off land came to Rome and said, I want to kill Caesar. And as a high priestess, you're not meant to leave Rome after the sun goes down. So he had a lot of restrictions. But because he fled with his family, he lost all his duties. And when he came back, this is when he joined the army. He started to get a big name for himself, winning battles, became commander, and then became the leader of Rome. So with Caesar, one of the reasons why they stretched so far under him and under a lot of other empires is because when there's war, you get money. When you rampage cities, you get money. And one thing the Roman Empire did, which made them so big and successful, is when they went to cities or little towns, they didn't just kill and destroy everything, they let the people assimilate. So they let the people join their culture, and they got bigger, bigger, and bigger. Now, at this stage, Julius Caesar, very famous, very popular, he gets kidnapped by pirates. And these pirates take him, and they ask for ransom. And Caesar was upset with them, and he said, how are you asking for such a small amount of money? Do you not know who I am? They eventually pay the ransom. Caesar gets freed. The pirates escaped to Egypt, and the king of Egypt at the time actually killed them. Caesar went to Egypt, got mad at the king for killing the pirates because he wanted to do it, killed the king, and then he met a very famous person there. Who knows who he met? Cleopatra. I'm surprised that people know this because I never knew that before I started this job. But he did meet Cleopatra. So if you don't know, Cleopatra was not Egyptian, she was Greek. If you know Alexander the Great, she was the last descendant that was a pharaoh of Egypt, of Alexander the Great. She learned to worship, And yeah, she was a lot of people know her as just a pretty face, but she was definitely more than that. She had whole Egypt worship her. She became the pharaoh on her own accord. And Julius Caesar and Cleopatra had an affair because Caesar was married back in Rome. I guess what happens in Egypt stays in Egypt. And they had an affair. And basically Cleopatra was obviously, they were using each other. Caesar for his reasons and Cleopatra for his power. She got Caesar to kill her brother, who was the king at the time as well, and she went in line and she became the pharaoh. So a very important, intelligent woman who had Caesar in her back pocket, one of the main people, one of the strongest people in the world at the time. Very, very important. Caesar was a man for the people. He looked after the poor people, which really made the Senate angry at the time. So at Lago di Argentina, which you can visit in Rome, he was called to the Senate, and there was about 50 people there to betray him, and he got stabbed 30 times. So 20 people pulled out, but still 30 people stabbed him, killed him. But Caesar is considered a god in these parts. Does anybody know? You all say Caesar's name actually all the time, because it's something that there's something that's named after him. Does anybody know? The salad, yes, but not that. That's from Vegas. I'm just telling you. It's the July. July is Julius. So you always say Caesar's name. It's named after him, July, considered a god. So yeah, with Caesar as well, he also had a commander called Marcus Pompey, who betrayed him as well. He was also having an affair with Cleopatra. So there was a love triangle there. And what happened after Caesar got betrayed, he had Augustus Octavian, who was his great nephew, that was fighting Marcus Pompey to be the next ruler. Oh, sorry, just before Caesar died, 1 month before he died, he declared himself dictator as well. So yeah, fast forward, there's the great nephew and there's Marcus Pompey. They're fighting to be the leader of Rome, and Augustus Octavian wins, and Marcus Pompey flees to Egypt to meet Cleopatra. And Augustus Octavian follows. Does anybody want to guess what happened? Well, Marcus Pompey was actually married to Augustus Octavian's sister. So when he went there, he said, no, I've had enough of Cleopatra, enough of this shit, Marcus. He killed them both. He killed Marcus. Cleopatra died by suicide, by a snake bite, and he sacked the city. Cleopatra, when she did die, this is when the Egyptians really started to worship her, and they became one of the greatest pharaohs and queens that ever existed. I mean, we still talk about her today. So just so you know, she was much more than a pretty face. Augustus Octavian, very important for Rome as well. He imported police, fire brigade, taxes, put importance on marriage status. Again, another person that really helped Rome be what it was and for the people. We sort of say he did die of old age, but when he did die, the last words that they think that he said was, I came to Rome, and it was a city of copper, and I leave it as a city of gold. Does anybody else know where Augustus Octavian, where you say his name all the time? August, yes. So you literally have 2 Roman emperors in the calendar month. So very, very important people. Yeah, always important. So after that happened, you had a few other emperors like Marcus Aurelius, who was a philosophical emperor, Hadrian, who was another really good emperor. You had a few good emperors, and then political turmoil starts to happen in ancient Rome, because there's a lot of political instability, a lot of backstabbing. They all start killing each other. In 1 year, they had 4 emperors. It was like really, really bad. And they're still trying to expand their land. So I don't know if you know, Hadrian went all the way up to Scotland. There's Hadrian's Wall there. They went all the way there. It was really cold. They said, stuff this. We're going to turn around and go back where it's not cold. And that's why they built the wall, to say this is where the Roman Empire ends. Eventually, what happened was they just grew so big, and you can think of it as a pizza dough. If you have a pizza dough and you stretch it too far, there's holes that come in the middle, and this is what happened with the Roman Empire. The holes kept happening, and they kept getting attacked, and eventually the whole pizza dough just collapsed. And that was the end of the ancient Roman Empire in around 476 CE. Bit of a fun fact about this, the ancient Roman Empire did die that day, but something else that existed was the Byzantine Empire, which existed in Greece. Eventually they became nothing to do with the ancient Roman Empire, and they became more Greek. But if you hear the Byzantine Empire, that is what that is. It was the ancient Roman Empire in Greece, and then they turned into their own thing. Yeah, that's about it. We'll be there in Rome a bit, like 40 minutes, 50 minutes, an hour, something like that. You can go to the Colosseum. When you go to the Colosseum, you go into the ancient Forum, the Roman Forum, which is where the civilization was, and then you go to the Colosseum. The Vatican museums you can go to. That's where the Sistine Chapel is. If you didn't know where that is, that's where God and creation of Adam basically, and they touched hands. That's on the top. That's where the Sistine Chapel is. That's probably one of the most famous paintings in the world, one of the most famous chapels. So you can go visit that. Remember, there's going to be lots of lines tomorrow. So if you want to go to those two things, pick one for the morning, and hopefully there's not a big line, and then you can maybe try and go to the other one. But there'll be
I think it's closed tomorrow, the Sistine Chapel.
why?
Sunday.
Sunday. I looked it up the other day.
They do mass there, don't they?
No,
I'm pretty sure it's
the
closed.
Sistine Chapel doesn't have mass.
Yeah, but in the Vatican.
No, I'm pretty sure it's not.
I'm pretty sure it's closed.
Oh, okay. I'll double check, but I don't think it's closed on Sundays. Why would it be?
The museums are open, but I think the chapel itself is closed.
The museums is the chapel.
That's just
Yeah,
what
it's
the
all one thing.
That's what the website said.
Oh, okay. Anyway, let's move on. The Sistine Chapel, the museum, that's all one thing. You go all there. The same, it's all the one entrance. Some other things you can do is go to the St. Ignatius Church. So I'm sure you see it on TikTok. The pictures in the church where they have the pictures at the top and they have the mirrors. That is what that church is. That is on my Instagram. Not on my Instagram. That is on my map. There's also another church around the corner that has the exact same thing, and there's no line for it. Other stuff you can do is visit the Borghese, Villa Borghese, which is a really amazing museum dedicated to the Borghese family, and they have amazing art and amazing sculptures there. That's in the Borghese Park as well. That villa is really amazing, and the stuff they have in there is quite cool. Obviously, go visit the Trevi Fountain. That's definitely a must. You have to pay entrance now to go down to the bottom. I think it's like €2, and I'm pretty sure you have to pay €2 there. There's a guy just for the entrance, and he has a card machine. So it's free entrance to museums and that. So whatever that includes, I don't think it includes the Trevi Fountain. So yeah, definitely go there. Go to the Vittorio. You can go to the Vittorio Emanuele II monument, which is a monument dedicated to the unification of Italy. That's nickname is the wedding cake. They have museums in there. You can go to the top. Really, the stuff in Rome to do is quite endless. Try one of the 4 pastas: carbonara, amatriciana, cacio and pepe, which is your closest thing to a pasta alfredo, if that's what you like, and lia matriciana, which is a white sauce instead of amatriciana, which is a red sauce. Some dessert you can try. We'll definitely try gelato. Something that is from Rome is called maritozzo, which is like a finger bun with fresh cream inside. Very, very yummy, quite messy, but still amazing to see. And then some other things you can try. Do you all know arancini? So in Rome they have something called suppli, which is basically the same thing but a little bit different. It's a smaller rice ball, but it's usually like in a cylinder, and you can get that around here as well. They're not arancini, don't call them arancini, they are called suppli. So that's a bit for that. When we're going to get to the accommodation, we've got about a 5-minute walk there. It might take a little bit. I've got to speak to the reception. Remember, if you need washing, go get the washing bag straight away and give it to reception. You can pick that up tomorrow. For tonight, pasta class is 6:30. Just meet outside reception in your shitty shirts. Otherwise, we're probably going to be finished the pasta class at like 9:30. But you can go to Yellow Bar before that. If you need anything like a supermarket, you need an ATM, or you need anything, you can go to Termini Station. They have everything in there. I'm also going to give you Metro passes you can use it for the Metro and the buses. It's a 24-hour pass for the first time you use it. The first time you use it, it gets activated, and you never need to activate it again, but it's 24 hours from that time. So whenever the first time you use it, that is, when it's activated. Any questions, anybody? Questions?
39. Where is he? Oh shit. Maybe it's too heavy. Push. You don't need car key.
One person shoot in this.
Why?
Because
이동이.
we should close the door and then press the button.
Oh, then take one now. Take one now. Oh my god, must be someone here to go to first floor. Oh, this is so weird. So tiny. Okay, good. Quite spacious. Hello, this is room. And I got my 24 hours ticket. Let's go on the bedroom. That's the sightseeing bus I will take tomorrow. And then this is the terminal, I think. See you now, terminal. There's a terminal, and then right here, you can just go downstairs. The metro, and there are many shops in Unicorn here. Shopping center here as well. What's it says? Okay, the very first time there was just like this. Oh, that's it. And hopefully we can get a date here. Here, right? Where? I guess it's 28, 7:35 until tomorrow. And I just need to find the platform, the direction. Is this direction right or no? Don't know. It's Italian. I ran one more down, I think it's here. I tried to ask her the couple, but it's just saying no. Like it's no English. But it's okay, I'll find a way. Now I just need to choose a direction. It's only here. See that two direction. We are going to the Battistini. So it's here. I guess two different platforms. Now we are at the A. Just follow the Google Maps. It's not that difficult. And Google Maps is Battista. We are here, and I'm going all the way to here to see this. Tram is coming. My first time to take the metro in Italy. Don't steal my money or cell phone. Just say you need to push a button and you can come up. You don't need to scan your card, it just leaves. Oh, makes sense. Now we're going to the sushi. When you just came out of the metro, you can see there are many souvenir shops around it. So we need to focus on our goal. We don't have much time because tomorrow the church is closed. Hopefully the ticket's not too expensive. I can just spend 1 hour, don't feel too expensive. Music and Ticani. Here we go. Unfortunately, I cannot go inside anymore, even it only closed at 8 o'clock because the security guard said they only accept tourists until 6 o'clock. So I only left for 6 minutes, and then he asked me, do I have a ticket? I said no, and I said no. Okay, but they are closed tomorrow, so that means no. So maybe next time. I had so many regrets, not regret, like to be in the internet for next trip. So I'll mark it on my list. restaurants everywhere. It's nice. So cute. Do you see the Italy color, flag color? This is really cute. Even the scaffolding, it's the flag color. Alright, now we have to try to take bus in Italy. I don't know if I can make it. I think the station is here. That's a really tiny station board. Okay, this is the bus station board. So I'm waiting for 23 or 280. It's not. Now we see. That's the first challenge I got in Italy. Good luck to me. Here comes my bus. How do I do my tickets? Oh, that was the first one though. So shit. Damn. Did I take the ticket? Yeah. Okay, excuse me. Let's go. Looks really sorry. Looks pretty. Wow. It's crazy ride. Guess where I am. I'm going to a really famous restaurant to have like a, what I call something gone. Wait. Okay, try it again. I'm going to have carbonara. It's a very famous one. I have like a pasta with the bacon, and I'm not too hungry, but since I cannot enter the church, so I need to do something. So I'm thinking before the opera, it's better to eat a dinner first. There we go. This is the restaurant. It's so busy already. Open at 6:30. Hopefully we don't need to wait. If I need to wait, then no. Wow, it opened like less than 30 minutes. It's already full. So many people waiting outside. It's apparently too busy, so I'm gonna give up. It's a long queue. Not long queue, but just because I don't have enough time. Unfortunately, maybe try earlier tomorrow. And now I would try different restaurant or something small before the opera, and then we can head to the opera. Apparently today is not so lucky for me. I know you probably don't understand what I'm talking about because I'm really sick, and yeah, and I was really tired for the past 17 days, I don't know, 16 days travel, so I don't even know what I'm talking about. This is a shop with really cute snacks, and this is a restaurant next to the really popular restaurant, and then there's a, you know, I'm thinking how come there's no good looking guy in Europe at all, and then I saw my waiter, it's very good looking. It's got my water. When I say good looking, it's not like model good looking, it's compared to people I saw for my trip, the people I met on the streets. Really good looking and young. So that's why I think this is why God let me miss the really famous restaurant. There we go, carbonara. It looks like something I ate for lunch. Oh my god. But I have to try because I don't have much time. And there's a thing I know I must try, so hopefully it can be better than my lunch. Finished my meal. Now we are leaving to the opera place. To be honest, I don't think it's not that delicious. It's quite chewy. It's a little bit too salty for me. And then the waiter forgot my broccoli, so it's really painful to just eat that cheese and cream stuff. It's a little too much. But because the carbonara was not so good, so I don't want to try the broccoli at all. So even now I don't feel so comfortable because it's just so creamy. And I don't want to waste my money on the broccoli because I don't trust their cooking skill. So that's still a big difference when you have like a 10,000 review and a 1,000 review. That's still a big difference. By the way, for this restaurant, they also charged me €2 for the seats. This is my second time. And then I feel like I'm done with this, to be honest. Second time, I forgot to ask, but I think, yeah, this is a tourist site, so they will charge me that. But next time I will try to avoid this. Yeah. And it's so weird. I've been waiting there for more than 10 minutes, but bus is not coming. And I don't know, there's more people here, but bus never come, so I'm thinking to change to this. I think it's called Trend. Hopefully it will coming in minutes. Otherwise I'll be late for my opera. Church we're going to. Just got the tickets.
Turn right onto Via della Panaderia.
Now it's 11 p.m. in Rome.
più piano, potete salire della puntata di sopra.
Where you had to pay €2 again. Is there anyone here? If you come here at 11 p.m. like me, that you don't. It happened to me one cent. I'm not gonna spend it anymore. You can see it's too small. Okay, that means I will come back again.
Yeah. Kill the forest.
Yeah.
And then.
So maybe.